Okay, hello, welcome to the weather update. It's 10 o'clock on December 6th, 2020, and very windy, blustery day across the area today with plenty of sun and some clouds. Right now, though, we have clear skies and the winds have backed off. You can see this approaching system. This will slide by to our south later on. If we looked at the satellite, you can see we had some clouds to start off the day, and then the clouds kind of broke up. But we had some very strong winds today, very blustery conditions. So no, I didn't go to the Pine Barrens because it was just so blustery. Let's go look at some of the observations here. So, and the clouds, but so much going on. So let's take a look and see some of the conditions of what it was like across Long Island today. So 32 at Islip. See, the winds have dropped off west at 8, but earlier on, the winds were really ripping. I mean, we had gusts up to 25, 28 miles, 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Not great weather for, a lot of. It's not easy to hike in that kind of wind. So, um, you know, uh, it was kind of very windy there. That's Islip, and the wind's probably even worse out east. Let's look at West Hampton. Right now it's dropped to 29 in West Hampton. They had wind gusts up, let's see, 35-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So this is, like I said, today was very windy and very blustery out there with that turbulent look. So pretty much gives you an idea of the kind of winds we were dealing with. Farmingdale, wind gusts up there too. So very windy day today. The winds are finally dropping off tonight, so that's going to set the stage for maybe some radiational cooling. You can see it's already dropped off in, believe it or not, Tom's River is colder than we are. It went up a degree. All right, it was 26, it went 27, but it's colder there. And let's see what kind of wind they had there. They didn't have too many clouds around, I guess, huh? But the wind was pretty gusty there too. Wind gusting up to 32 miles an hour. It's just very, very windy today because of that storm system. That's the gradient between that storm system, which you can still see over here, and the high pressure keeping that wind up. Looking at some of the current observations across the area, you could see temperatures are in the mid-30s. Still some wind gusts. It's wow, that site's got a 34-mile-an-hour wind gust. I don't know if I believe that. But still a lot of wind out. It's backing off a little bit, but it was a very blustery day today. Although we did have sunshine, and you can see it's actually colder over New Jersey, so that's interesting. All right, so off to the models, and we're going to see the upper air pattern first. We'll start with that. So very unusual. You see, look at how these heights are in Canada. Usually when you have a trough that's extending down from Canada, but instead you have very high heights in Canada, and these southern streams are really active. So here comes the next. This one's going to dive to the south of us. This is the next one for tomorrow. And then once that passes, we're in a ridge again. And then the next trough comes through. And then here we are back in the same old pattern as we get toward the end of the period with the ridge in the east. You can still see plenty of tight isobars here. So we're going to probably still be dealing with breezy conditions throughout this week. This is the European, which is a little different. Takes that one further south. So there's some differences between the European and the GFS. Let's go back to the surface. So here's that system. Slides by to the south. Tomorrow we'll see some clouds. And then we're staying in the northwest flow, so it stays cold into Tuesday, Wednesday. And then we start seeing that moderation ahead of this next low pressure system. And then another high builds, and another strong front comes through there. What this means So you can see we're still in the blue here, but then we start going above normal. This is the temperature anomaly chart, well above normal by the weekend. But then our next plunge comes in. But like I said, nothing really, no real Arctic air. This is cold air mass, but it's not Arctic air. Today felt cold more because of the wind than anything else. We still got to the low 40s, which isn't that much below normal. We're a little bit below normal, but not too much as far as the temperatures go. So let's take a look at our temperature forecast in the GFS, and you'll see as we head into the night, lows are going to be in the upper 20s. Tomorrow's going to be chilly. Highs around 40 degrees. Same deal for tomorrow night. Temperatures dropping into the upper 20s. And then for Tuesday, maybe a tad colder. Highs only in the upper 30s maybe. And then for Wednesday, we already start moderating a little bit. And then we start seeing that warmer air come in as you get toward the weekend here, Saturday. And then really way above normal for Sunday. But that gets swept out of here pretty quick. So I guess we'll start look at the clouds next. And today we did pretty decently with the skies. Unfortunately, tomorrow we're going to have plenty of clouds around. And Tuesday, we're probably going to be dealing with the clouds too, and then Wednesday. So really today was your best shot for clear skies. Maybe Thursday, but you'll probably have to wait until maybe next week to get some clear skies. Maybe. Yeah, today was the best shot to get some clear skies. Although, like I said, we had some clouds around. It wasn't completely clear, and you had that wind going. So, let's start. That's the GFS, the cloud cover. Let's look at the NAM. This is the NAM. You can see it just kind of keeps those clouds hanging over us on Tuesday. Maybe we can get rid of them toward the afternoon, maybe. And then we're back into it on Wednesday. So, yeah, not really. Today was the day if you wanted to get to, it was just so windy and just couldn't face it. So this is the RGM model. So maybe it has a little more hope for Tuesday, maybe later on, but we're missing a couple of frames here. But maybe it'll clear out later on Tuesday in the afternoon, maybe. More likely, it looks like over in New Jersey. But other than that, yeah, the problem is, again, the upper air. If we go to the upper air, it's, if you want, go back to GFS here. Regions, North America. Have these very high heights in Canada, so let's, so you can see this broken, kind of messed up jet stream here that you have. You have a couple of troughs coming in, though. Do have a couple of troughs coming in. But what you're not seeing is a cross polar flow. So you're not going to get that real Arctic air with that kind of situation. If we look at the temperatures, you will see the coldest air kind of stays locked up in the Arctic. You can see it there. A little bit of it comes down, tries to come down by the weekend, but you can see it's more or less stuck north of the border. A little bit of it breaks free as we get toward later in the week, but later in the month maybe. But we'll have to see when we get some real Arctic air. The real Arctic air is stuck in the Arctic Circle pretty much. You can see that right there. I'm not seeing any of that. Maybe it'll eventually find its way down here. Eventually. Let's take a look at those snowfall totals. Alright, these are the snowfall totals again. I think I've already seen these, though. These have been updated. I don't think they added on anything. Well, they did. Monson got 12. I don't know where all these places are. I'm just going to scroll through it. But one hell of a whopper storm there for Massachusetts with the snowfall. I mean, and look at some of these rainfall amounts, too. 3.67 inches in East Sandwich, which is on the Cape. So the Cape just got clobbered. Bristol County, Fall River, 3.16. So, I mean, this is an insane amount of rain. Middlesex County, Arlington, 3.09 inches. This is an insane amount of rain that was dumped from that storm. Plymouth County, which is in coastal Massachusetts, Cedarville, 3.72. Wow, that is really impressive rainfall amounts there from that storm. 'Cause that storm was a really deep, potent storm. That's why the wind was so bad today. That's why there was a lot of wind today. We dealt with a lot of wind today, and it's quite, like I said, quite impressive to see. And that doesn't count. That doesn't even include the reports for Maine. Well, they're still getting some light snow over there. I don't see any thing. So let me just look at the. They've had some big drifts up there in Caribou. Well, here's some amounts. Caribou got 13.3 inches. That's pretty impressive. Let's see how the power outage situation has done. Let's see if they've been able to get this power back on. Alright, Maine is down to 82,260. So they are making progress in restoration of power. But it's slow in some of these inland areas. It's going to be a while. So this is bad. And it's cold. No power means no heat. Hopefully you got a fireplace. Okay, well, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Probably will take a break, I guess, for a couple of days from the weather update. Not too much going on. I guess maybe Wednesday I'll be back with the next weather update. So, have a good night.